Hi there. What happens when a tenant WhatsApps you over the weekend telling you that the boiler is broken? For most property managers, you're either responding from your sofa or it waits until morning or maybe Monday. Then you spend about 5 minutes going back and forth trying to get the address, another 5 minutes finding a contractor, more time spending sending confirmations. In this video, I'm going to show you a system that receives WhatsApp messages, uses AI to understand what's wrong, ask follow-up questions automatically, matches a contractor, and then notifies everyone all under 10 seconds. I'm Abby, and I build AI automation systems for businesses. This here was something I built on a customer request, and I thought it would be good to share here. So here is what I see with most property managers, landlords, facility teams, anyone dispatching contractors. So tenants message via WhatsApp, which is their preferred channel. Then what happens? You read the message. Often it's vague, maybe something is leaking, and then you're asking for details. Then you ask for the address, then you check your contractor list, find someone who does plumbing, check if they cover that postcode, and then you now send them the details. Then you send a confirmation to the tenant, log it somewhere. So all this will take you about 10 to 15 minutes per request. And then on a portfolio of over 50 properties, getting 30 requests a week, that's about 5 to 8 hours just playing phone operator. And that's even before anybody fixes anything. What's Tenants are left wondering if anyone even saw their message. Contractors are getting incomplete information and things start to fall through the cracks. So I built this system to eliminate that. So let me tell you what the system does or show you what the system does end to end. So the step one is that the tenant sends a WhatsApp message and they describe their issue in plain English. Then AI would extract the details automatically, issue category, priority, any address information mentioned. And if anything is missing, AI would ask a follow up question and will maintain a conversation context across multiple messages. Once complete, the system searches for contractors matching the category and the postcode area. So if a match is found, it assigns them and notifies everyone. Contractor gets email and SMS, and then the tenant gets a WhatsApp confirmation. Everything is logged. And if there is no contractor available for that area, the tenant receives a professional holding mail while you, as the admin, will get an alert. All this happens in seconds. So let me show you. So starting from where the how the messages come in, so let's say we put the message here and then we say something like um something is wrong in my apartment. Let's just say that. So it could be anything. So let's just even hear what we would receive as a response. Now we can see that the AI is asking that they should describe the issue in more details and then provide the full property address. Let's just now respond and say, okay, boiler stopped working and there is no hot water. Okay. Now, already at this point, a ticket has been created in our Airtable. So now it's asking for the full office address. So it a full address, the postcode, so that they can set the nearest contractor. But let's see what has happened in our database. So this is where the tickets get logged, and then this is a database with all the vendors and the service area they also cover. That's basically what we have here. Now, here as well, So the ticket we just logged, we can see it here that it's been logged, and then it has flagged it as a general maintenance, and then it has said it's medium. Now, said you can see that it has provided the details. Now it says it's pending clarification. So let's go back and give it the address and then see what happens from there. So let's say we give it an address and we say 90 Victoria Road, and then let's use SW1A2AA, and then let's submit. So at this point, what would happen would be that we would get a confirmation that it's been assigned, as we can see here. It's been assigned, and then the details of the vendor that will be contacting us with respect to the issue has also been given to us. So we get that confirmation email. And then what happens next is that the contractor would also have gotten an email telling them about this new issue. And also, they would also get an SMS. So everything is logged in Airtable, for audit trail purposes. And then you are also able to have satisfied the tenant, and then the contractor is also, kept informed about where they're doing their next work. So let's check the kind of message that comes in with respect to this. So this is the kind of message that comes in to the vendor, where they would see the details of the tenant, the name, the phone number, their address, and all will be provided here. And because we routed this ticket was routed through WhatsApp, no email was provided. It's also written that no email was provided. So everything is properly logged. So if we go back to our Airtable database, we'll see that it's been assigned, and then the name of the vendor and everything has also been properly placed here. If another thing this system does is that if there is a duplicate, maybe a tenant submitted a ticket twice with the same details and all, it will notify the tenant that, oh, you've submitted a ticket twice. And then it would also flag that to the admin so that they can decide what would happen in that case. And then, there are situations as well where maybe there is no vendor actually covering that service area. In such an instance, that will be flagged as pending manual assignment. And once you have that, you will see one that is pending manual assignment. And then if the admin comes here to actually assign a vendor, maybe after discussions with another vendor, once that happens, this particular workflow, because there are three workflows actually working the system, this particular workflow would send a mail to the tenant saying that now, or send a message to them if it's on WhatsApp, that now your ticket has been assigned to a vendor, and then we put the name of the vendor to expect there. Now, the beautiful thing about this particular particular system is that you can either route tickets via the web, so via a form submission, or via WhatsApp. So those are the two that are available here. However, if you have other ways where your tenants submit tickets, you would also be able to receive their ticket submission based on that. So in this case, we can see that this is the WhatsApp ticket flow, and this is the one that comes from the web that flows into Airtable and then triggers this workflow. So this is the second one that actually assigns the ticket to a vendor, while this is the WhatsApp submission workflow. Then lastly, we have the manual assignment workflow. So all this in one is something that works beautifully for, you know, assigning contractors if you have such businesses. Now, one thing I was also going to talk about is, people can say, why do we actually need to have this system? There are quite a number of reasons why you need the system. One, for speed, complete requests are handled within 10 seconds, not 10 minutes. So imagine if a tenant doesn't have hot water, they wouldn't be waiting for hours to know that someone is coming. Then every request gets properly handled. Correct categorization, appropriate priority, right contractor, and everything. So you're able to know who handled what when. Then the tenant experience will be wonderful because they're getting instant response on their preferred channel. Then there's an audit trail as well. Everything is logged on Airtable. It could be your preferred, any of your preferred databases or PMS, you know. And then for scalability as well, it can handle thousands of requests. Now, I built this for property management, but the pattern works anywhere where you're dispatching based on maybe location, specialty, depending on whatever your criteria is. And now, for facility managers, this can be used for office maintenance requests, that are routed via WhatsApp, so you can route it to the right trade. Then for field service companies to customer issues that come in through WhatsApp can be assigned to the nearest qualified technician. Then for home service as well, for cleaning, gardening, handyman requests and all. Then for healthcare as well, for patients inquiries to be routed to the right department or specialist based on their symptoms and all. This can also be used. So any dispatch operation, if you're receiving requests via WhatsApp and you're manually figuring out who should handle it and when, you can actually automate that decision. Now, for the stack that was used to build this system, we used so you would have to get a WhatsApp business API for you to actually be able to automate that, that's message sending and all via WhatsApp. Then N10 was used for the automation, and then OpenAI was used for the AI extraction. We could have used any other one. The API cost is very minimal. Then we use Gmail in this instance for sending the contractor messages. It could have been SendGrid or any other one. And then we use Twilio for the SMS that was going to the contractors and all. Now, all this will take you, if you're trying to get the WhatsApp business registration of the templates, the message templates, you have to register the message templates with Meta. It takes a few days to weeks to get that approved. And for maintenance, it shouldn't be costing you up to £50 per month. It wouldn't even cost you up to that. So that's the system. So you have the WhatsApp intake, the AI extraction, automatic classification, contractor matching, and then the instant notification. So tenants get their response in seconds, contractors get complete information, everything is logged, nothing falls through the cracks. So if you're managing properties and you're still copying your messages into spreadsheets, or you have a team that is drowning in tenant messages, this is something that can work for you. So you can reach out to me through the link in the description if you want to chat about building something similar. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.